You there, Abster? It's taking longer for Abby to react.
Hey, there's nothing to worry about.
Let's hear it.
Didn't the Sentinels say they're locked up in some kind of... Well, how about I just fly up there?
The tower is either too far to see, or it's totally... Otherwise, we would have seen some sign of it in the shape you're in.
Hey, come on!
Music itself holds no emotion. It's the heart that grants it meaning. So, dear listener, tell me, what feelings did my piece evoke in you? Wow. A very valuable insight. Salutations, Rover. My name is Jacona, a wandering bard. I'm glad to have met you. I was sent by Lady Carlotta to find you. As I passed that abandoned... Surprise, surprise! The melody led me right to... Well, I suppose...
If Carlotta asked you to find me, has something happened?
Lady Carlotta told me you encountered the supposed martyred maiden, Carthetya. She dispatched search teams soon after, but there's been no sign of Carthetya since. That's why she asked me to use my fort.
Recreate the frequency?
Well, it's a little... The more details, the better. Even the smallest... Let's see here. Tweak a... Now then, Rover. Time for you to choose.
Tune in to my memories.
Laureate. Our tacit marks are glowing again. It appears there is a special connection between them. What is the meaning of this?
Someone used their resonance ability to help me relive this moment. But this seems...
How did you first come to notice me?
The Sentinel. Imperator's voice guided me to you.
You heard the Sentinel's voice? Then tell me, am I their resonator?
Well, Imperator called you but you really don't have?
I've actually been searching for the answer to this question. My memories are fragmented. I also remember fighting something, but the details and the You seem deeply concerned about the Sentinel. Tell me.
You rang? Huh? Whoa! Check it out! Our frequencies got split apart! Basically, we're sorta in that hover mode you once joked about. Nothing new to me, though.
This must be the frequency that's entangled within you. Is it some kind of echo? Yes. I'm experiencing a similar kind of frequency split. No, there is little that remains. I feel its frequency weakening. You said you heard the Sentinel's voice.
They spoke of being ensnared in an inverted tower suspended in the sky.
Ensnared? Does that mean behind the seals there's... I'm sure you've noticed that I was drawn here only as a... My true form currently resides inside an inverted... I've sensed a voice calling out to me from behind them. Could it be the Sentinel?
Say, it's really faint, so...
The scent of a Threnodian. You can perceive the Threnodian.
Nah, it's not an exact one-to-one with that big Ovathraxula meatball I had. But I never mix up a flavor I've...
Abby has a nose for these sort of things. But we came across Threnodian powers before in Jinzhou. So, it's safe to say Abby can be trusted.
Do you think I'm the Threnodian?
If we're making assumptions, let's err on the optimistic side first. Given your current situation, that could be the reason behind losing all your power, too.
I take it this theory would benefit you. After all, that unique echo of yours needs the Sentinels, even in adventure tales. In that case, it appears we share the same goal of finding the Sentinel. Spending so much time alone in the Sonorosphere gave me plenty of time to consider countless possibilities. I've braced myself for whatever may come until I find the answer.
I want to know what's going on with Imperator in that tower. How can I reach your Sonorosphere?
A part of the Sonorosphere is actually on land. I cannot leave, and no one can enter. I'm afraid that won't do. That barrier also acts as the power source that... and the ruins, along with the tacit discords...
You said no one can get in. Has anyone tried?
Yes. I've occasionally sensed someone wandering out. Perhaps they...
Any distinguishing features?
Almost like a deep-sea jellyfish. I wasn't able to get a clear look. It would seem this resonance ability can only last for so long.
I'll look for a way to find this person you mentioned.
Something tells me, no matter the outcome, this may be...
Rover? Rover! Oh, thank goodness. You're finally awake. How are you feeling? Any headache, tingling feet, upset stomach? Phew. I tried everything, but you just wouldn't wake up. I thought you were... Wait a second. Did you actually fall asleep listening to my music? Oh.
No, it was really helpful.
Helpful for your sleeping troubles, hmm? Wow. So my forte created a special connection that led to some unexpected developments. The girl, is she friend or foe? What truths lie behind this? I have a feeling this is going to be a very exciting song. I'll pass this information on to Lady Carlotta. So, what do you plan to do next?
Pardon the intrusion, my lord. My name is Sebastian.
The Phasalia family. Why does she want to talk with you?
The lady has expressed a desire to clear up some unfortunate...
Tell her I accept the invitation.
I will convey your message.
Didn't expect the head of the Phasalia family to come looking for you. She's just as unpredictable as the... I suppose you would want to know more about her before taking up her invitation. She's known to be a recluse. And I've heard quite a few rumors. Which one would you like to... I have Shadow of the Ancient, Lady Bane. Hello, that's why they're called rumors. I'm just doing my due diligence by being So, ready to dive right in? Well, long story short, the Phasalia, their lineage, word is, they select stories about the current head of the Phasalias, yet others say she's a master in the art of manipulation, drowning her victims in hallucinations until they agree to her terms. In any case, the Phasalia family aside, if you're set on meeting her, I'd be...
The way she describes the head of Phasalia reminds me of how Carthetya can't rule out the possibility.
I received Chacona's memo. To think the head of the Phasalias approached you when I was still in negotiations with her emissaries. Was it meant to be a diversion all along? They invited you and you alone. As a Montelli, I'm in no position to intervene. That being said, if the Phasalias try anything against you, I'll get you out. Even if it means storming through their front gates. In the meantime, I'll keep looking for more information and the person Carthetya mentioned to you. I'll call you as soon as I find anything.
Got it.
Now, if you'll please just follow me. One moment, please. I shall inform.
That won't be necessary. To keep our honored guest waiting would be most improper, especially when it was I who extended the invitation. Cantarella Thessalia, 36th Matriarch Honorable Laureate, the new crown of the Carnival. Very well, if you insist. I see no you may also call me Cantarella. Now, shall we proceed to my study? Won't you have a seat? I hope you'll accept this tea as my way of apologizing. Members of the family may have troubled you, but there is no stain that can't be washed away. Every sorrow has its own way of fading, don't you think? You still hold a grudge? Won't you accept my...
This tea, is it from Jinjo?
I invited you here to...
Before we get into that, there's...
I imagine it concerns the Phasalia family's true beliefs. It would seem Gilberto's mind is beyond... But let's not dwell on that. What is your opinion? So you've noticed something is amiss. And what exactly do you find most unsettling?
Why haven't the Thenodian and the Sentinel ever shown themselves?
Because the Threnodian's invasion of Raguna has long... The Threnodian, so named Leviathan, possesses the power to murder. Though the previous two attempts were thwarted, now the blissfully ignorant masses walk... Friend or foe? As a newcomer to this land, can you really? Yes. And on the other, there's our family. The Threnodian doesn't take once the soul fractures. The mind will follow. Now that we've come this far, there's nothing... My only hope is that once you learn... Come. The truth you seek lies in the deepest part of the castle.
It's thick with dust. Hard to believe they're truly worshipping it.
Curious about that
The aroma from these plants. It's the same scent that was in the study.
These are violacas. They produce a unique fragrance. This is it. Are you prepared?
Yes.
Now that we're here, I'm afraid I can't let you leave. Even if you want to. Just as I expected. The Threnodian took notice of you the moment you learned the truth. What you see in the sanctuary is the Sentinel in their true form. A majestic steed that galloped with the wind, not a creature of the ocean's depths. The Order worships a half-horse, half-sea creature divinity, a form the Sentinel assumed only after being corrupted by the Threnodian. Although the Sentinel's will has yet to fade, who knows? I wish to ask you to persuade the Sentinel of Jinjo, Jue, to come to Renacita, to save Imperator. Both Jinzhou and Jue owe you their future. That makes you the only person capable of this. I understand the position you are in. Word has it that you're currently... Perhaps a stay at my estate would suit you. For the I can offer you a glimpse into...
There might still be a path forward. Carlotta once helped me interpret some stained glass images. The story it told was very similar to what you've described, only more biased towards the Order. It mentioned a maiden who would emerge as the Sentinel's resonator. Do you think that's also a lie?
Care to elaborate? The part regarding the maiden isn't entirely fiction. The Sentinel does indeed appoint a maiden to be their resonator. That's because Imperator wields the power to split and manipulate. With it, they can withdraw a portion of power. That power's frequency will match the Imperator's own. This is how the Sword of Divinity, Turvin, came to be. To resonate with the sword is to resonate with the Sentinel.
Then, what about Carthetya?
The martyred maiden. Perhaps she resonated with the Threnody, but choosing her could not have... The maiden was already dead. In the past, each year the Phasalia family would hold the though none succeeded. Some saw. I was one of them. That I also learned that only Turvin can break the... When I awoke from that vision, I discovered a line of words. I would never mistake my own handwriting. That is, the words were...
An inverted ruin suspended in the sky. If Turvin is the key to entering the Sonorosphere, it stands to reason that Imperator may have played a role in the sphere's creation. If I can confirm that Turvin was truly left by Imperator, at least it would prove that neither are lying. Cantarella said she was overclocking, and that's exactly what happened with Jinchi. Could Imperator be trying to restore their power through us? If that's the case, my permission should cause a reaction. That's one way to confirm what they're saying.
I suppose all that's left is its symbolic value. However, do handle it with care. Rover, who are you really? The Sentinel's arbiter?
Well, I have some information and theories of my own. Care to hear them?
Please, enlighten me. I would never have imagined someone already considered a martyr. What surprises me even more is the connection you have with the We Thessalians revere and would it be more fitting to address you as Master? Then, I present my request. Are you willing to help rescue our Sentinel and pull Renacita back from the brink of chaos?
The only question now is how we reach...
We can discuss it on the...
So you're the one that Carthetya sent?
A question that you already know the answer to. Why, although being described as a jellyfish. There is a cable car in the lower levels of the Thessalia estate that leads directly to the Sonorosphere. The mechanism beside that wall can activate the lifts.
Are all these mechanisms really necessary?
Convenience isn't the only reason for having them. Some were...
I alone will decide whether it...
I will be there for everyone, as we head toward our shared future, leaving the past behind. Why do the Thessalians have a cable car that leads directly to the Sonorosphere?
Before it became a Sonorosphere, it was a seminary known as the Avenolium. The martyred maiden once pursued her studies there. A superficial harmony needed to be maintained between the... You seem perturbed. Are you still gathering your thoughts?
Everything that's happened has all lined up so perfectly. It makes me think it's too good to be true.
I'd like to share a different perspective. Rivers eventually converge into the same ocean. If a goal is mutual, then it's only a matter of time before they meet. Our choices and our will have led us to this situation, not the wishes of fate.
You are quite different from what the rumors say.
Oh. And what rumors have you heard?
That you're a recluse, a mystic, obsessed with the crafting of poison. Oh, and that you poisoned your predecessor? Those kinds of rumors.
A recluse? On the contrary, I've been searching for a solution to the Sentinel's plight, and rarely return to Renacita. After most of my leads fell short, a friend at Mingting in Huanglong introduced me to the stories they were telling of you.
A friend?
All the affairs of Huanglong's states eventually land in one person's hands. Would you care to take a guess at the identity of this friend of mine?
Why not put the other rumors to rest?
Because the rest of them are all true. I see it'll take more than that to rattle you, huh? I assure you, this is no jest. We Thessalians have lived under the Threnodians' whispers for generations. Once the soul fractures, the mind will follow, until only a puppet remains. When the soul of the ruling head falters, Thessalia tradition dictates that the successor usher them into eternal slumber. with a poison of their own making. My succession ritual? Well, an unforeseen incident gave rise to whispers that sparked those rumors.
How long has this been going on?
For centuries. Every generation. Outside, they call me the Bane. But historically, every head of the Phasalia family has carried such a title. It just so happens that I am the most potent one yet. We've reached the old seminary's undercrypt. The gateway into the sonorosphere itself lies at its center. We shall continue on foot from here. Strange. This area was clear of tacit discords in my life. And there's no tacit field nearby. Could they have come from the sonorous? Surge is sunk in depths.
I didn't think there would be gold puffs here.
I've never seen such little creatures before. Would you mind sparing me?
Better not ask what she plans to do with it.
The road ahead will not be an easy one.
What exactly happened here?
The second dark tide. It occurred right here at the Avenolium, the largest seminary ever built by the Order. It arrived on the very day the Blessed Maiden passed her trials and was crowned by the Order. A day when belief burned brighter than ever. And when the darkness came, none escaped. These days, what most people remember is the seminary disappearing into the sky. But in truth, the dark tide which took its strength mushrooms vanished along with it. Yet due to a lack of records, the second dark tide slowly faded from memory. I was there when it all happened, still an ordinary member of the family, watching it unfold from a boat just outside the seminary. It wasn't until later, when I attempted to resonate with Turvin, that I gained a partial glimpse of the sonorosphere's interior.
It sounds like someone inside the seminary did something to stop the spread.
Precisely. It could very well have been Carthetya's doing, but, as with the first time, there's also the chance it was the Sentinel who turned the tide. I can sense the conflict within you, the temptation to trust your maiden. But it's best to keep those thoughts to yourself for now. For the familiar knows where the heart is weakest, and it is there it strikes the hardest. Of course, it's never too late to place your trust when the evidence is clear. But now's not the time. Call from the abyss. we desire, and so we find. The gateway into the Sonorosphere is just on the other side of this bridge. This is the furthest I've ever managed to venture. Judging from the bits of information the Sentinel gave me, Turvin is the key to entering the Sonorosphere. And who can wield the Sword of Divinity but a blessed maiden?
But you said you left yourself a message saying that the maiden was dead.
That's why I sought aid from the other.
Laureate, you have come. Greetings. I'm Carthetya, and you are?
Cantarella Phasalia.
Oh, a Phasalia. It seems your ties with the Order are more complicated than they appear.
I had the privilege of watch. I'm rather surprised. But you and I should be.
I'm also unsure of what's happened to me. This must be the Sword of Divinity.
You shouldn't have knowledge of this sword.
Memories flowed into my mind.
Cantarella said that only those who...
Would you mind if I try? The question of whose resonator I am is now perfectly clear. If I am not the Sentinel's resonator...
Don't jump to conclusions just yet.
Huh? This connection...
Right now, you're the sole survivor.
As you spoke, I remember the Sword of Discord, Hognis. Yes. Placing the three swords on the... But why would this information...
If we do nothing, instead of speculating...
Lady Maiden.
Please. Carthetya would suffice. I am but a fake...
I've waited. I will not turn back. Even if the thought of the final answer troubles you.
Since you are willing, I underestimated your resolve. I'm sorry. Simply place Turvin on the pedestal behind me.
What you said to Carthetya back there.